Hello, everyone, and hi, Hamza. Welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. Uh, Hopefully you're doing good, and welcome to another stream, guys. Yeah, not a lot happened since yesterday. Was a beautiful day, so it's always good to go outside for a while. And a little bit of things I did get to do. Yesterday, I brought up changing one of the doors that was kind of like a closet door with like an elevator doors. So it gives a little bit more the idea that it is a hotel in that regard. So we'll look at that real quick and we'll make a little bit of changes. I'm not 100% happy with how it turned out, but um, so one thing that I wanted to just show a little bit as far as kind of bringing a little bit more life to the town is, kind of using some of the things that was in one of an older project for Unreal. I think it's called Medieval Forest or something like that. And they have a really nice crow animation, and it's pretty well set up, though there is some things that I'm going to change to it. So right now it's very basic. So once you're in the game mode, the crow is really nice. It does the whole the blueprint is set up nicely, so time saved there. So it does a round, kind of just tries to pick up something, and once it you close in on it, and it's not doing anything. So like right now, I can just like move it around, but what I did do, and let me see, I think I might have unchecked that. So let me just see if I can get that back to working again. Um, is when you approach it, it should kind of fly to a point in the world. So there it goes. It just flies away. Right now, and I think I couldn't really tell from the Epic little medieval project is I think it just flies to a point and it disappears or something like that. I don't think it's got any. I'm not sure if it does anything past that. I'm still gonna look into the AI behavior tree. But what I plan on doing is like right now, what I did, I just set a point to where it's supposed to fly when I overlap with it. So what I want to do is I want to that random point is going to be is going to shoot a ray down basically. So the surface that it finds that it hits, be it on top of the building or I don't know, on top of a car or something like that, that would be the point where it's going to fly to and just stop and then do its little walk around on top of that. So that's the plan. So I should hopefully should have that ready by next week because this is it flies really nicely to the point, but right now it's just like kind of um, seizuring, I guess you could call that. So I'll have that done hopefully by next week and just to add a little bit more life into the world. Okay, well let's go back into the main level and I'll show you what I ended up with for the the elevator doors. Um, that was something that I made from scratch, so um, don't laugh. I mean it's decent enough, but I might want to make a few changes to it now that I look at it, and you know, and interestingly enough, the changes would be to simplify it. So I'll show you how things have turned out. I'm just going to open it, that file in here in Substance Painter because that's what I use to texture it. Okay, so yeah, this is how it turned out. It's decent, but I think I might want to have it, or at least I'm really kind of torn about this because I kind of like the different surfaces, having like this wooden section, kind of veneer, furnishing, whatever you want to call this. But at the same time, I was kind of thinking of having this whole section be just flat, like a flat reflective material like this. Because right now it um, kind of cuts into it a little bit too much, I think. And I mean, not that this surface can be a little bit more, I mean, lesser roughness, but I was thinking more something like this, you know. So let's just do maybe the frame, have it a different like a different material, and we'll see how this looks. We'll give that a try. All right, let's do that. And I think this is the steel there. So let's just add a black mask, and I'm going to place it on this. And then this guy is going to be on the outer edges. So it's a little bit different, a little bit darker surface. All right. So we'll see how this is gonna turn out. And I also need to update the model a little bit so that right now is, like the elevator buttons are like kind of stuck in the wall, so they look a little weird. Hamza, hello, 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 my friend. Okay, so I'm gonna go here, this material, so I can re-import these textures. And yeah, I kind of like that a little bit better, just from that kind of like reflectiveness. I think I like that. All right, maybe we'll reduce the dirt contrast a little bit on this. It's all strong. So for that, I mean, even like that could look okay-ish, I think. Let me try something. Clear mask. Should be able to select this. Oh, I'm actually hiding it. Okay, let's try that. And I think it's the dirt that I want to try and reduce a little bit. Let's see if it works. Something like that. And can we make this one? A little darker. All right, let's try that. At least that gives a little bit of a difference between the surfaces. So we'll see how this turns out. Okay, I think I like that better, at least for now, until until something else changes. Hey, Andrew. Um, yeah, I think you're right as well. It is a little too much on that. Um, I wish we can like mimic the renderer in Unreal in here, but it's never gonna be like the same kind of options. Yeah, you're right. So let me see. If I was to remove this completely, this dirt, and then is it in the sharpen? Which one is the layer that it's this fill layer, I think. Yeah, so this fill layer has got this albedo. And then the roughness. Yeah, let's see if I can, instead of this, if I can get a different kind of surface in there for this. Whoa, that's uh I mean that's kind of an interesting effect. It's um kind of like a design thing. I'm not that against this. Attributes, I can't really change this one that much. Let's see, is there any other option? That looks like it had a kind of some kind of water damage on it. Oh, so did you mean this one, this option here? I kind of if I kind of like this one. Let's see how this one looks. That is really flat. I mean, it could work like that, I think. I do like that. Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I haven't changed anything as far as the tint itself, but let's see if we kind of bump it up a little bit. Oh, you're right. Oh, good point. Thank you so much. I like that. Okay. Um, yeah, so what I did, I just bumped up my the values for so this is my tint, so I just brought it up from your regular 1 to 3. You don't want to take it too high, but I mean, yeah, play with it. So I think that's better. Yeah, yeah, you can do that. So I think that's pretty good there. I do like that. But let's fix the model as well so I can bring that where it's supposed to be. And yeah, let's see. It's just that these two meshes. All right, let's try that out. There we go, that's better. I want to move this a little closer to the door. Maybe like so. And I'm not entirely sure. I think the door is kind of sticking out of the wall a little too much. So let's fix that. At least it feels that way. So I think that's a little bit better than before. Yeah, I think that that will work. Okay. I do like the lumen reflections. They're pretty awesome on this. Yes, one thing that I did want to add, and it's one of those things that you go for a walk and you just kind of come up with ideas of what else can I add to this scene. So just want to, and I need to use some of these because they will actually, I think, help with the surface quite a bit. So bear with me for 1 second. Um, and that would be this, like one of these rubber mats. But I actually had a different one in mind. Like this one's nice. It looks all really brand new. And the other one that I had, hopefully I can find it. I always seem to forget the naming of it. Oh, it's doormat. Okay. So I think this might work a little bit better. And that would be kind of the same thing that would maybe go in front of the rooms and such. All right. And the other thing that I've just imported is some, for of course, just for some of these inaccessible areas, is some like a kind of caution tape. Um, so let's see how that turned out. Oh, that's a huge one. It's a little too big. And we'll go about kind of creating the material for this. Okay, that's in place, I think. There we go, just kind of a little bit of a different positioning of it. And now let's do the material. All right. So let's call this plastic. Just trying to get into that habit of setting all the like the physical material and the parent. I mean, the parent you need, but physical material I've kind of been slacking on. So no need for that. Actually, no need for metallic, but normal and roughness. All right, so let's try and set it up for this guy here. See how things are gonna turn out. Oh, there we go. That's pretty good. It's got some decent roughness to it. So that's good. I think that looks okay. Let's see, can we maybe give it a little bit of a different positioning in here? Oh yeah, good point, Andrew. Thank you. I was just thinking about that as to what might work a little bit better. Let me see if I actually have one of those. Um, at least I was thinking I have one. I'm not sure if it would like hang. I think it might hang better on the door here. Yeah, like I used to work at a hotel and we did had caution tape. Of course, not a crime scene, but we did have like caution tape to put around, like spills and some things like that. Um, so, I guess a double tap here with the out of service and the caution tape. But yeah, that's um, kind of the door, the elevator door that I wanted to place here, so it's not just the same, like closet door like we have around here, you know. And I think I like this surface, this kind of like rougher metal looking thing. Um, yeah, okay. I think that should work. I wasn't sure if we tried like one of the that's the that's what I'm now that I'm looking at it a little closer, not a little closer, but a little bit more, it is kind of a little odd. Maybe just this grunge surface here. So let me see if I can find a different grunge maybe. Ha, that is like so reflective, a little bit too much. Oh, if it was darker. Yeah, so that was the one thing that before I had that material that was a little too, it felt like it was a little too dark. It was kind of a wood varnish surface. Um, so I was trying to do something that's, a little bit more reflective, you know. Um, hey, Bertella, welcome, welcome. Yeah, good to have you, good to have you. So Andrew, yeah, that's let me see what else do we have here? That's a little too much. Mm, hmm. That was interesting-ish. Oh, you know what? I was thinking of something like this. Like um, I was like again from my time working at the hotel, there's like the streak marks, like that you would get from like the cleaning residue, exactly. And let me see if I make this um, like that. Um, Bertilla, yeah, so we are in Substance Painter right now trying to get this surface to kind of what do I want to call it? Um, the surface for the yeah, sorry. The words did not come to me. All right, let's add this not as a multiply, but as a what is it, overlay? Um, yeah, that's true. I'm the same. I feel the same way, Andrew. Thank you. So this one was nice. This brushed kind of surface. I do like that. Let me see if I can find one that's not as strong. I mean, this one is got some. So I got two of them separate, but I'm trying to figure out how I can like overlay it on top of that. Um, this is one of my weaknesses when it comes to I never can understand which one of these um, blending modes is the one to use. So I usually just go through them and try to like see which one can work. And so screen doesn't do it. Which one is it that you can like add on top of this? Um, so Bratilla, no, I did not. So my my main job is as a software engineer. So at least I'm exposed to it that way. Um, but no, I this is all just a exactly learn by doing hobby kind of thing. So hopefully um, turns into, something that's, can pay the bills, which is I think we all want and hope. But if it doesn't, then it's a fun one. How do you blend these? Blending mode. I was always thinking it's either overlay um, or multiply. At least in Photoshop, that's what it is. Um, oh, thank you, Bertella. Yeah, yeah. I'll check it out a little later. So this one seems to be the one that kind of covers the most surface, but I would really like to be able to create another one that's like that can be overlaid on top of this. So why doesn't it do it? Let me see. So base color, roughness, not multiply, overlay. So I was always thinking oh, is it pass through for this? No, not really. Oh, come on. Yeah, this is the part of Substance Painter that I haven't really explored too much. Um, so let me remove that. I have this here. Let's see if we use a different projection, if it might work a little bit better. Um, I mean, I kind of like that surface, just like the underneath is really um, really shiny, and that is it's a little too much. So it's kind of good there. Let's remove the sharpen. That was kind of throwing me off as well. And underneath, I am going to try and, so that's the steel base. So for this one, um, let me try this. Not really, doesn't really work. That's a bummer. So yeah, I kind of want a flat surface, like, not any kind of bumpiness type of thing. Um, so Anzu, hey Anzu, how are you? What is the benefit of using Substance Painter? Well, so mainly for me, I've been using kind of Substance Painter combined with Quixel Mixer, but this one, um, has everything in it. So to bake stuff, like I have in Blender, I've created the high poly, I mean the low poly, and then the high poly, with some of the details. And once you export these two models, you can bring them into Substance Painter and bake the normals, bake all the maps basically. And then you can apply these smart materials that apply, like the wear, the kind of the edge damage around here, and you can see it around here. So um, and then you can export the texture and really easily import them into Unreal. So for example, right now I've made these changes and I can just export textures, you know, uh, wherever I have them exporting. So once I do that, then back into Unreal, I can like re-import these. Let me see, let me see where they are because I kind of went around and opened some other things. So once you're back in Unreal, I can just re-import them and there we go. Yeah, that is really kind of a pretty strong. Yeah, that is definitely way too it's overpowering with this. I like that grunge, so I'm gonna try and use that, but maybe with a different surface like this. The steel base is way too um, uh, the roughness, combination roughness and metallic is just way too strong. Oh, Anzo, hey, no problem, my pleasure. If you have any other questions, let me know. Yeah, right now what we're doing is just trying to kind of work on the interior for this one building here, and is the one thing that I'm apologizing for, and because I'm a little stuck on, is just getting this door right. So yeah, it's a combination of just finding the right, surface, roughness, metallic combination in Painter and getting that into Unreal. Hey, Hisham, welcome, welcome. All right, so let me try something here. I'm just going to go into regular, excuse me, regular materials and try to use something instead of this steel base here. Whoa, that is really bad. Aluminum brush, no worky. All right, let's try something else. Copper. That didn't really do anything. That is basically what I have there, I think. Hey Hisham, how much is Substance Painter? I don't really know. I mean, this is legacy. As you can see, maintenance expired and the version is 2018. So I bought it at that time, at that point in time, and I just kept it and kept using it because this is literally what I use it for, bake the maps and that's it. I don't really do anything else with it. Um, so so yeah, I think at that time it was um maybe $70 or something like that. Um, so yeah. Um, no, I can definitely use it. I paid for it. I'm gonna use it for whatever I want to use it for. Um, I just don't get any more updates. So so now that they changed um, their licensing is um, I think now you can't use it unless you have a subscription. It's kind of the subscription model thing. So that's why I never updated it again. So, it does what I needed to do for myself is just perfectly enough, you know. Oh, hey, Bartolo, I am not entirely sure. Maybe you left the server at some point, but it should be the server invite should be in the about for this stream. So if you check out the about, or I think the more maybe, you should find it there. Huh, what does it what message do you get? Oh, that's interesting. So this little layer here is is taking over the bottom, the one below it. And I'm not sure if I can do anything with these. Oh, and it's a base, I mean, I'll keep it on base color. Um, yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I mean, because there is, depending on if you posted anything on there, there might have been that. So I can remove that for you. But just, I think if you DM me, just shoot me a DM, and I should be able to remove that. Where is the steel rough? I wish I could set up the roughness for some of these layers. Let's try something here. So I don't want color, I don't want this, I just want roughness. So for the roughness, um, and can I set this up now? Nope. I really, oh, interesting. So this worked, but uh, So see, it did something with the multiply, but oh, there we go. It's linear dodge. Um, yeah, so Bratella, you can find me at here. Discord. I'll just send you the my ID. So just just DM me. Yeah. All right. So let's see. And for this one, I think I wanted to use the other little kind of dirt and kind of things being wiped. Yeah, there we go. So that all right, that works a little bit better, but let's see, what do we can we try something else in here? All right. Yeah, that's definitely better. Hey, Bertilla, yeah, thank you so much for stopping by. Good to have you. I'm spending way too much time on this, but it's just uh, one of those things that somewhat enjoyable. All right, let me try this, and then I'll move on to some other things. Let's see. Let's re-import these. Yeah, that's still a little too much. I wish there would have been a better way to get these to combine these. So Hisham, do you mean like this? It's just a layer. What I want to do, and this should be. You know what? One second. I think I might have an idea now that I've figured out the blending, which was like the biggest pain, but the biggest pain of this material. But let me try something here. So, because the main thing was the steel underneath. So underneath this layer, I wanted to have something that I can control the roughness of it. So for example, in here, linear dodge, and let's, so something like that is what I was hoping on doing. Hey Bob, welcome, welcome. Yeah, a little bit of it at least. Um, just trying to get some of these like wipe marks to be there, and trying to control the roughness a little bit more. So let's see if we see, that's what I was going for. Oh, that's better. So I think I'll leave it as at this point. Let's just export these textures. And for now, we'll just we'll just leave it at that. Let's see how it looks in engine because of course there's a little bit of difference between them. But there you go. I think that's pretty good. There's not a lot of like really strong um, can like bump up the roughness a little bit. So I think that's good there. Okay, we'll leave it at that for now. Okay, well, thank you for everybody's patience. So let's what I wanted to also try and do is and yes, I know I just didn't fix this. My desk is getting covered in post-it notes because even though I have tools to like um create tickets for myself as far as work to be done, I don't know, like I like the physical thing of a post-it, but I got too many of them. Um, okay, so back in here, uh, we have we have this other stairway, and we're coming from the elevator over here and going up the stairs. So what I wanted to do is try to give the player a little bit of directions. And this is again, it's pretty one way anyways, but you know, uh, let's just see how it works to place some decals around here with uh, just to give some directions. That is, if I have any. Let's see. And materials, decals. Hey, Adamski, welcome, welcome. Oops, sorry about that. Um, hmm. And I thought I had some arrows in here, but maybe I don't. As much as I thought that I did, apparently I do not. So let's try and fake it with a number one. Kinda looks like an arrow. Kinda looks horrible too, but let's see. So this should have been the number here. I'm not entirely sure why it looks so washed out. Oh, there we go. I'm always a little confused about the decals. You know, it has this arrow. So I guess the arrow is kind of you're supposed to place it like this on the surface. At least I'm trying to make sense of it like that in my head. All right. Yeah, so the other thing that I want to do by next week is so I can like kind of talk to you guys about it is a little bit of I mentioned yesterday the reason that I split previously there were three levels. Um, this section of the building, this front section of the building and the top one. And they all had, each level had the interior assets, walls and the exterior walls. So they were getting a little bit, um, cumbersome to manage, right? I would have to flip between each level to edit. So what I did is I joined them all into one level and then split the interior walls into one and the exterior walls into a separate level. So now there's two. There's the one that I'm editing right now, which is these interior, everything inside, and then um, the exterior walls, which will be the outside. And they're all on two separate grids. One that's going to get rendered when you're really close, and one that's rendered on a you're able to see it like the exterior walls when you're really far away as well. Um, so what hopefully I'll do by next week is turn these interior walls into a pack level actor and do a kind of hopefully get you guys a comparison between like the draw calls that are currently happening between exterior and interior, and then the draw calls with the pack level actors. Uh, so meaning if you were to like look at this a little bit, um, where you have all these sections like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then probably about 11 on the other side. That would be like 20, 25 draw calls, be only one. And this is just for this section of the building. And if you take into account the entire building, then you're looking at, cutting the draw calls down by 80, 90%. So I'm going to try and get that by next week and talk about it during the next stream. Yeah, okay, so let's get back into this. So now that I'm gonna get the player to get their steps in, because it's healthy. Let's see out here. I'm gonna place this one. Let's see, where do we want to place this at? Um, maybe around here-ish. So the player is going to get into this area. There's nowhere to go, so to speak. Now, the one thing that I do want to have here is this wall could use like a little bit of a door. So let's do that. Because it could be like another room at the hotel. And I also need to change some of these doors so they're a little bit more, how should I put this, hotel-ish. There we go, that's better. Because this one looks more like an industrial closet type of door. And let's replace it with, and also the other thing that I wanted to do is place um, some numbers, because it's a hotel, right? So this is still kind of like an interior door. I mean, it is interior, but it's just still kind of closet-y looking, closet-ish looking. Though a lot of the doors, at least where I worked at, they were like very simple, just panel door. The only thing was a lot of them were metal. So I'm wondering if we can I can decrease the roughness on this, but let me check something out before doing that. Let's try this door as well. So I kind of like this one a little bit better. It's got some reflectiveness to it as well. It looks a little bit more like a not so much as a closet door. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys as well. This one is just a little too rough, but I think I like this one. You know, it's that kind of old-timey type of hotel. Hey, Cursores, welcome. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Yes, it's always awesome to have people coming back, and it's good to have you. All right, there we go. Let's see about how can we get like like numbers. So this package does come with numbers, but again, it's one of those things that um, so the numbers are they're looking pretty good. So one thing to note is like all these assets, whenever you drag them in, and I do have a call distance volume in the world. And let me try something real quick because what I wanted to test is to see whether that asset is, no, it's still being rendered. So some of these assets, I don't want them to be rendered, even if they're on a specific grid in the world partition setup. So in the main one, for example, like a door would be one of them. But it's a pretty big asset. But something like this, you have like these numbers that I was telling you about, like for the doors. So, like number one, uh, you know, this, I don't want this to be rendered, uh, like back here. I don't really care about it, you know. So, but whenever you drag an asset in, Unreal has the the distance, I think is, I can't remember what it was, rendered draw distance set to 0. So basically you're gonna be able to see it from at the other end of the map. Well, it's gonna be rendered. So I want to have this smaller. So let's do, especially for smaller assets. Um, and see, this is probably a little too small. What did I do? I didn't delete it, did I? Hey, Pixel, welcome. Oh, the and Cursores, yeah, it's going pretty good. So I've a couple of streams ago, I was showing you a little bit more on like the AI characters, like the friendly NPCs, and um, just showing a little bit of the crowd NPC behavior. So just um, trying to fill the world and with some life. So I'm going to take a quick break here just to show Cursores around a little bit. And so basically, um, aside from working on the interiors, I've started placing some of these, these friendly NPCs around the town. And so for those of you that haven't been around the stream for a while, the town is going to be divided into four zones. First of all, so the town is surrounded, by the bad guys, and there's kind of like you see like this outer fence thing here, and some of the NPC AI just um, kind of doing surveillance. Oh, and actually, let me see. I kind of where is it? Window or partition data. There's a lot of stuff that I was just not loading, so you're not gonna be able to see a ton of it. But let me turn some of these things back on. I'm gonna turn it back off after that, but just to show some of you that maybe haven't been on the stream in a while, a few of the changes. Um, so And yes, Pixel, this is a game. It's called On Your Own, literally like the name of the stream. So the game is about, it's a single player action adventure game. And you, the way you get into this world is like in other games as well, is through, um, oops, and town exterior. I forgot about this one. So you came in through with a plane. And so I'll show you kind of the reason why you're getting into this area. And now since I have everything showing, the performance is not going to be at its best. But let me minimize some of these things because I got a ton of stuff open. Um, so, oh, thank you, Pixel. Yeah, so let me find a plane. Where is the plane? So I can show you why you're in this world, because the reason that you're coming here is to search for a couple of old childhood friends, and that you haven't heard from in a while. So they've been, last time they've been in this area, and so this is kind of how it looks from inside the plane. The plane is gonna do like a flight around the area, and you're gonna um, you're going to have a malfunction and the plane is going to start crashing. So you're going to be able to jump out of the airplane in three different spots. And depending on where you jump, where you choose to jump, you're going to start the game a little bit different. In the end, you're going to end up in the town, looking for these two guys, these two people, right? So I've literally done this a couple of streams ago, trying to pose these two guys. They're like right here. This is where this is where the image was taken, if you were to think about it. So yeah, let me see. I can really show you a little bit on how that one was done. So exactly like this. I think it's just they're a little bit off because the uh, the hair simulation. So there we go. This is literally where I've taken that, selfie, right? You got the selfie as a postcard, and it's like, hey, love you, whatever, come and see us. And you haven't heard from them in a while, so you want to get into this area and check out what's going on. So the one fall point that I'm gonna have in the demo, which is what I'm working on and trying to get out, hopefully as soon as possible, is gonna be like the fall point is gonna be around this area. So over here, you're going to meet like the first friendly NPC, and they're going to direct you to give you a little bit of explanation and direct you to get into town, to try and find your friends. So the way you get into town is something that I was shown, last week, or actually, yeah, I think it was last week. So you're gonna kind of crawl through through the sewer system, and you know, you're gonna end up in through here into zone one. So this is um, um, what do I call it? So this is going to be the zone one of the town. So you can see like I've split the town into four zones, and the bad guys kind of put up some barbed wire around it, and so it's going to split into this zone here. So this zone here, then this one over here, this one over here, this one over here. Now the motel, the residential area, this factory place, the area where um, the mobile home park is. So those are not, um, they're not like locked down like this. Also, the one thing about these zones, it's kind of like a safe area, so you're not going to be able to use weapons or anything. And, if you get out on the edges of the safe zone, these guys are not going to shoot at you. Once outside of the safe zone, your everything is a go, you know. So, but yeah, inside here is more of kind of talking to the NPC, doing maybe some small missions and stuff, and but not anything combat related. Outside of these zones, yeah, that's all, you can do whatever. Um, so yeah, and Cursores, yeah, the game still needs. I mean, there's a lot of things that are still lacking. There's still some zones that are not finished. Like around here. Um, I think I'm gonna need to enhance. To work on reducing the draw calls quite a lot. Something that I've talked about just a little bit earlier, and yeah, so there's still definitely work to be done. But I hope to get the demo out soonish as well. Um, so Pixel, the map is not that big. At least the playable area, which is this part here is about 2 by 2 kilometers, but it's pretty much all navigable. So yeah, it's 2 by 2 usable kilometers. Um, Cursoris, can you show game? Oh yeah, yeah, sure, sure, of course. Let's jump into game. So Andrew, the foliage and the rocks are from a package called Northern Forest Biome, or uh, I think Northern Forest or Northern Conifer Forest, something like that. It's by I think it's Pixel Goat, if I'm not mistaken. I think yeah, that might be the name of the studio. Let me close some of these things out here, and I'm gonna close out of this because I don't really need it anymore. Um, all right, so back in here, I was just gonna show you a little bit of the interiors. So um, the NPCs are actually metahumans, and so these are kind of like how they interact. So you can talk to these people, um, and right now they only play like uh, since they're all like created by default. Um, and yeah, I don't need this one because I already have it. Thank you very much. No, I will not buy that from you. So Um, and they all have. I was able to get quite a number of different clothing assets, so they don't all look the same. And this guy is unfortunately she's stuck in handing me an item. So NPCs will be able to hand you items, and like in this case, it's this device that I use for missions, right? So. And this is a couple of some of the options in the game. So you can either have the um, the UI, for like the missions, the compass, a little bit of the inventory show up like this, where it's literally just an UI element. Or if if you want, you can go under settings and then uncheck use UI. And then what you will get is actually, whoops, what happened? is actually like a physical device. And apparently I kind of broke something and it doesn't attach it to the hand, so my bad. But um, but you get what I'm saying. So you can look at the device at all times, and it's like a physical, an actual physical device. But you also have to think about that it interrupts gameplay. So it would interrupt, like you would equip that instead of you would equip the device instead of whatever weapon you had or anything like that. So let's go outside and I'll show you a little bit of the like how the crowd NPCs. So those were the NPCs they can interact with. So there's a number of them in the world. Oh, great. And I duplicated a bunch of them. So that's probably one of the reasons why it's working a little bit slower because there's like a ton of these metahumans around here. But in the world, there's going to be like these crowd NPCs that they just go about their business and they do an activity. Like, for example, these guys are just going around and finding a place to sit down, and this guy is doing the same. Um, they will acknowledge you once you get close to them. You know, like they will look at you. Right now, the upper body needs a little bit of a fixing because it's got like that A pose. But they would acknowledge you in the way of, you know, once you get close to them, they would look at you. So they won't, you can't interact with them, but they'd be like, okay, hey, what's up? And after a couple of times that you do this, they're gonna say, hey, do I know you? Just like a default kind of, uh, kind of a line. Oh yeah, and that's not Alana, but that's just a dog. And it's let's take a look at, I think I might have fixed it. So let's look at kind of like the gun aspect as well, because what I was trying to do is, you know, in order to limit the UI, is I've added like a counter on the weapon itself. And I found out that this is actual real, you know, like people can buy these off, you know, on the internet, like this, like a simple ammo counter for your weapon. You have to do some kind of setup, but it's not science fiction. So let me see if I can find the rifle and show it to you. Hey Pixel, so what graphics card do you have? I have a really old 1070. Like I think it's, I'm not sure, 8, 9 years old since I've had it. No, I had it for like 7 years, and the person before me had it for like 2 years or something like that. So, um, and so I can't equip the weapon. Why is that? It worked in my test level, but not in here. That is interesting. Okay. Little bug that I need to fix. Um, yeah, so let me jump into kind of like my test level so I can show you a little bit more on how the weapon works. Oh, thank you. Yeah, and it's I wouldn't call it a kit bash of animations, but yeah, there's like the animations from several packs, and a few of them I've actually made myself in the engine because I couldn't find an equivalent for them, and those work out okay. You know, I'm not complaining at all. Okay, let me show you. Oh, I really wanted to show you, but this is kind of interesting. What bug did I introduce? So it does have the um hmm. Oh, I think I know what it is. Oh yeah, and this is something that I forgot to show you guys. It's kind of like the weapon colliding with walls avoidance thingamabob. So that was one thing that was bothering me, you know, kind of just the weapon going through the wall, which I think bothers everybody. So I was trying to get this to work in the context of so I use advanced locomotion system. So I was trying to get this to work in the context of that project and how I can um, get this to actually um, react to a wall properly and not like if I look down, see the weapon is still in the same position. It doesn't like rotate with my character, like if I point down. So that way it doesn't clip through the wall again. And there we go. Now, as far as the enemy, I think there's one right here. So, you got the standard detection and so they would get annoyed at you, but so that thing on the side is um I think I picked it up. Did I not pick it up? All right, so that's reloaded. And you can see like this thing on the side, that's like the ammo counter that I mentioned. And that's why I'm not showing like the only UI that's on the screen is that crosshair and the detection because I wanted to have a way to tell the player that somebody's like see he's being seen, he's being followed or tracked. But that was so this little and I think if you go into full screen, you might be able to see it a little bit better. But that's how I wanted to get this thing shown to the player. So another thing I mentioned was the safe zone. And in the safe zone, so this guy is going to detect me, he's going to start engaging me. But once I'm in here, what happens is I holster the weapon and he's just going to ignore me. And I holstered the weapon not properly, which I need to fix that. But once I exit the safe zone, now he's gonna try and like engage me and like kind of fight me. And I also equipped the weapon again. So yeah, see back in the safe zone, the weapon goes away. Um, and apparently I can still fire, so I need to also fix that. It's not just about holstering. But let's actually, I think I kind of messed him up a little bit. He was trying to um, oh, I think I know what might have happened here. Since I made some updates to the weapon, um, he's not currently firing. So he is decently smart. Like I'm not sure. I think there's something that's not firing right now. I think I might have. I need to check on the behavior tree. Whoa, somebody is firing at me. Oh shoot, I forgot. Um, Another thing that I didn't show is these bad boys here. So these kind of armored vehicles. So I use them to block the level or block the player from, you know, trying to access some of the tunnels that lead you away from the current area. And they do damage real quick. So if they fire at you, you're pretty much dead. So that's why, it's kind of the player would need to stay away. So they're placed in locations where you should not access, basically. So I didn't want to have like a rock fall or something that completely blocks the view. I want to have the player think that there's something past this, like past this area that I'm in, and that's why I didn't really like put a rock fall or kind of like an explosion or something that would block the tunnels or whatever ways are to get off the map. And that's why I'm going to use some of these machines, these kind of um, military trucks to block the way. So um, yeah, so the NPCs are going to be the ones giving you the missions, just like I showed you, like you're going to interact with them. And so yeah, that's pretty much a very kind of quick introduction to it. Hopefully that um, sounds, feels interesting enough. And thank you again for asking. All right, so let's get back into the main level and add a few more of those, kind of make the hotel feel like a hotel. Add some more of the the numbers, the doors, and make that happen. So yeah. Oh, and the other thing that I still have that I've written down and as a plan is, and hopefully I'll have that by next week as well. So currently I have, and I've done this in the past, but I think I might have broken that blueprint. Is whenever you enter a building or like a kind of a, like for example, say, I was showing you a little bit earlier, you're going into this building and, going and meeting some of the NPCs. So the blueprint that I previously had a box that would test that you enter the box basically, that you enter the building, and then based on your distance from that entrance, it would um, lower the volume of the exterior ambient sound and increase the volume of the interior ambient sound. So basically, like I'm outside, I'm only gonna hear maybe like some birds or some wind or something like that. And uh, those sounds are in this environmental sounds blueprint. So this one, for example, is a pretty simple blueprint, and it just has a couple of actions, like the stop the forest sounds or start the forest sounds, which basically is what I call the exterior ones. And then I have like the bunker sounds and maybe like like interior sounds, which might be like um, I don't know, like some buzzing or something like that. Very, very faint type of thing. Most of the times, just turn off the exterior sounds. So that blueprint that I had, that's what I was doing. It was whenever you were entering a building or an interior space, and the farther you would get from the exit, it would lower the volume of the exterior sounds. And until, on a timeline, so it would lower it based on your distance from the door, and eventually it would just turn it off. And the same thing when you were to exit. And this is a perfect example, this little hallway. So I would have like an entry point here and then an exit point here. So once you cross into this area, everything outside is turned off. Once you go back the other way, same concept applies. So I hope to have that ready for next week. So when you go inside, you're only gonna, you're gonna hear maybe like a radio or some kind of chatter, overlap chatter or something like that. All right, let's go back into our hotel as long as I don't get lost around here. Back to the elevator, and we have some rooms. This could be a room, a guest room, and this could be like the closet that we were thinking of having. So this one would be an interior door, and I think this one would prove to work just fine. It also adds a little bit more lightness or like to this hallway. Like before, this red is a little dark, which is fine, but yeah, okay. And another thing that I'm kind of looking at this right now, and I'm th thinking it might be worth doing. There's a door, and you as the player would think that that door can open. So might as well just do it right now, and actually make these into like actual doors, like that you can interact with. So let's add that in. And I think I might have called this one a very good name as an interactable metal door. Okay, so these doors you can you can set them up to be, locked, lock pickable, opened, closed. So I just want to give the player, if they go up close to this door and try to interact with it, the fact that it's locked. And not that it's just another, it's not a piece of wall, right? You know that you're not going to try and interact with the wall, but you might, or with this, with this elevator, because it's, definitely says temporary out of order. So I want the player to be able to at least try to interact with the door, even though it's not gonna do anything, but it's gonna have a little bit of a noise, like the clunk clunk type of, you can't interact with me, leave me alone. So let's try and place it here. Um, Andrew, is that Red Dead Redemption 2? And oh yeah, yeah. My apologies, because that's one of the games on my wish list, and I'm just, waiting uh, for it to come out on sale at one point. All right, 1.2. I think 1.2 would be the good. Yeah, because it's. I mean, it's. I've seen it, and it's definitely been a game that I want to try. You know, just that it's so beautiful. All right, so this being my door, and let's see, the location for the dot product, basically where you want to, or where you want to look in that vicinity, right? So the way I set up my interactions is not as a you're in the vicinity of something, no matter where you look, you can interact with the object, or you really have to look straight at that no, that the door knob. Um, Oh yeah, so I actually kept it at oh, actually you might be right that I need to do that. Thank you so much. I've tried to scale these. Let me go into unlit mode just for the placement of this stuff. Yeah, so I think this one could be left um, at 1.2 is just the thickness, so I'm fine with it being the same size. But I think what's actually the problem here, I think the frame is from a different door. So 1 second, guys. So this is 4.2. Um, let me check on this real quick. My apologies. I think the frame should actually be this one. There we go. So I think if I keep them at 1.2, scale in all directions, I think it might work. So I'm going to try and keep them on the grid because that's going to save me a lot of headaches. Yeah, so nowadays it's one of those things where, especially with new games, I want to play them, but at the same time I know how much time they're gonna eat and um out of my day. So I as much as I want to try them, as they come out on sale or anything like that. At the same time, I'm like, oh man, this is gonna eat a lot of my time. Okay, there we go. So that's pretty decent. Let's see about like interacting with it. So these ones also have like some icons. I'm not sure if I'm gonna like keep the icon to tell that there's something there. We'll see. But what they do have is a decal. So with the decal, I can set this up as a door number. You know, the only thing is I do not have that many decals. I didn't want to do that. My bad. Um, so I'm just probably gonna use um, outliner, and I want to select this one. So what I'm gonna do is I'm probably just gonna do a place a number and just parent it that way. So basically something like this. Like considering this is door number 2, for example. So let's try and place it on the door right there, about-ish. I think that's about where it's supposed to be, maybe a little closer. Like right there. Okay, so now I want to parent this one to the door. The only problem is, I know that there's a way that you can like parent them that way, but I can't remember how. So I don't want to group them. Um, like I know you can just drag it from here and place it onto that, but I'm not entirely sure how you go about doing that. Um, let's see. So first of all, this one needs to be set to be movable. And then what I should try and do is bring it up and place it right there. Okay. Level actor, Hisham? No, 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 I don't think so. Okay, so in here, I can like modify this, but then if the door itself moves, that should move with the door just like that. There we go. Okay, so now onto the door. The door is, if anybody's interested, I can show you the lockpicking mechanism as well. And but let's see. Hopefully it's going to open the right way. Oh, we want to see it? Okay, let's see it. So this is lock pickable. Let me see if the interaction state is going to be locked. Let me see. Hopefully I'm remembering the states that it needs to be in. And the other thing that I'm going to need is some lock picks. Um, And I'm hoping, I don't think it's this one. I think this one has the same, yeah, I should have the same ones. So I think, I don't, oh, no, I am wrong. It needs to be a special kind of child blueprint. So my bad. But let's do that because I'm going to be using these anyways. So this would be a good opportunity to get those working out. Um, Let's switch it to 10 so I can position them a little bit better. So I got the interactable lockpick door. Um, let's see, the mesh should be this one. It's at 1.2. All right, so bear with me for a second, guys, while I set this up. Now, this one is going to be the way it's oriented. Now I need to set up the camera transform. So what this does is it actually switches over to this little this camera here, and then you get the lockpick mechanism happening. So let's try this out. I am going to position. So the reason that I did these is that you might have multiple types of doors in a game, and the hinge might be somewhere else, that you might not even want to look at the hinge necessarily. So let's get this icon here. So this is going to be lock pickable. It's locked, is active. Perfect. I think that should be what we need. The only thing that we need to get out of this here is this number. So I'm going to move it parented to this guy here. Um, yeah, the door is from Decagon. I mean the mesh is that what you were referring to, Andrew? Yeah, there's like a package that has a um oh, okay, yeah, yeah, thank you. Thank you. Glad you like it. It's it's been a process, let me put it that way, when it comes to doors. I mean, they are subject of discussions, during GDC, which I find it pretty interesting that um, it's like really door, but yeah, it's a complicated. I mean, there's so many options to do. Like, I was watching. I think the talk was from the um, the people at Naughty Dog, and they were talking about the doors in The Last of Us, I believe. And it's just crazy how many options like they had to think about when developing the doors. It was really interesting. All right, so let's place some lockpicks. So interactable lockpick box. I'm just gonna place it here on the steps. Okay, and I think it's good. So we'll kind of follow the path of the player going uh, to this door. Basically, kind of climbing through the window, and we'll also navigate the interior a little bit to test it out. All right, so let's just jump into game here in a little bit. Oh yeah, and I forgot about the fisting. That sounds horrible. Sorry about that. The punch in the game. So if you're, stuck without a weapon or something, there's always this option which sucks. I mean, not sucks, but if that guy has a rifle, you're pretty much a goner. All right, so what I wanted to do is like go up to that window there and get inside the building. All right, so let's climb through this. All right, so back in here, yes, I do want to have, probably an arrow over here to tell me where to go. Okay, there's the elevator. Let's see about this door here. So you can see like at the bottom it says find some lockpick first. I'm trying to probably turn that into like an audio cue where it says um, where you as the player tell yourself, oh, I need some lockpicks. So I'm probably gonna do that as well. But let's pick up the lockpicks. And why can't I pick up the lockpicks? That's interesting. What's wrong with these lockpicks? They should be active. Why can't I? Oh, Adamski, yes, that is you're on point with that. That is exactly what I'm doing. I think I mean the same um I liked their mechanics. I've seen the same mechanics in other games as well, but I think I like the Dying Light mechanics the best. So it's pretty similar to that. But let me check out and see why. So I'm not gonna put you guys through the headache of going through the window over there. So I'm just gonna move my player inside the building, like literally where those lockpicks were at. And we're almost there here. I mean, I'm hoping that was the only issue. But this is really good for me, you know, because in showing the game, I also find bugs, which happens, of course. But um, but yeah, it's always good. Um, well, so not really because the way I have this set up is through the play start. So that way, you know, when I save the game, I can save that last location. So I spawn the player in that location. Um, and at least that was my train of thinking. Might not be the right one, but this is new. Why is the what's going on with you, my friend? Oh, oh, I didn't save this one to be active. Maybe that could be it. I was, I thought that when I exited in game mode, it actually kept that, but I don't think it did. So, oh, and so and another thing that like all these items, they also relate to the quest items. So if one of the quests is to pick something up, I can link that particular item to the quest, and the quest system will know where to put your waypoint, you know, kind of to find that item, unless you already have it in your inventory. But yeah. So let's see if this does it. It's a little bit hoping I didn't introduce some other bug. I don't think I did. But yeah, Andrew, glad that that made sense. It was at least how I was thinking of it. Why doesn't this find some lockpicks? But why can't I pick up the lockpick? BP interactable lockpick. What happens if I place it here? So that one's active. Let me try and place this one outside, like in the main level, though. It shouldn't matter. Item, it is lockpick, so I can pick that up. I mean, worst case, I'll just bypass the inventory check on the door, so at least we can hopefully try it out. And that was one of the issues that I was thinking I might run into, where there it is. So the lockpick is right there, but okay, something that I'm gonna need to fix. Let me see if it's something simple. So it is an interactable base. And those work just fine for the other equipment. But hmm, I'll have to investigate and see what I can come up with. But in the meantime, let's at least I can hope to be able to show you the um, how how this looks. If not, I'm gonna apologize um, and 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 have it ready for next week. Okay, so if it's locked, then it's gonna check to see if you have lock picks and so let's try and bypass this and this and compile and jump back in. Um, no, I think I set it to active, and that's like an enum of interactions, which I've kind of blown it out of proportions over time, unfortunately. So it's just I wouldn't say got out of hand. I'm probably 20 more enums before getting out of hand, but it's a little bit cumbersome and not helpful. All right, so this is how it works, but let me see, why did the mechanism fall behind the door? Which is pretty odd. Let me let me check that real quick. Because what should happen is you should be able to see the mechanism right in front of the camera. But I cannot recall how did I set the distance where it spawns the actual mechanism. So let's see if we keep it there. Oh, I hate when you say cancel, the engine just freezes up like stupid like that. I hope it's not gonna crash. So I try to make a change and for whatever reason it went into game mode. Anywho, all right, so let's look at this. I can't remember like what was this about, like this arrow. I'm not sure if it was also related to the lockpick mechanism that's going to show up. But let's if it doesn't show, I'm just going to kind of pause like the game and navigate around a little bit, see where that got spawned. Oh, there you go. So I think it was just a little bit too much in front of it. So now I can't remember. I think I'm also finding a small bug with this one because it's not working as smooth as before. Okay, but hopefully that made sense as to how the um, how the lockpick works. All right, so once we go back out here, there's some of these doors. There's the arrows, kind of just go up the stairs. But I was gonna show what I was what I wanted to do with some of these doors that are closed. Yeah, thank you so much for asking, because um, sometimes, not sometimes, but like a lot of times, you work by yourself on something and you're a little bit in a vacuum, and kind of getting asked by people, and also, I think that's part of me wanting to stream is getting asked by people to, hey, can you show this or that, and that's also a QA on me, so it's maybe some things that I haven't tried in a while, and I might have made some edits on some parent class that might have broken some of its child classes, and that's also good for me to try that out. All right, so what I wanted to show you is how it would work if this is, for example, there's also the functionality of needing a key to open the door. So it's not, the door is locked, it's not lock pickable, but you need a key for it. So let's switch this to none, and I'm gonna leave it as locked. So let's see how this behaves, because I actually haven't tested this on this child blueprint, which is like the lock pickable door. So let's see how this, because what it should do, it should just like kind of, um, jiggle a little bit and just like, okay, you can't open it. But let's check on that real quick and see if that's still the case. No, it still goes into lockpicking. Okay, my bad. So in that case, I'm just gonna need to replace this one with a regular. Oh no, I wanted to edit it. Yeah, because the lock pickable door has this extra things to it. Being it's a child of the door, but it also has like the camera on it, that you kind of switch to when you um, when you interact with the door. So let's go through the process of creating one that is a a regular locked door. Andrew, are those parameter enums or mapped into? Do you mean like this stuff down here, the fact that it's like lock pickable or its interaction state? Yeah, those are enums. All right. So once I do it for one of these doors, I should be able to have it work with the other ones as well. All right. So just as before, you know, where you want to look at the door for when you interact. And then the icon, which I'm still debating whether to have. I might not have these. So these are kind of just like icons giving you like an idea of the category of item that you're looking at. And also making easier on the player to find that item. And so, there's like a kind of like a sword for weapons. There's like a little gear icon for things that you can interact with. I'm still debating whether to keep that or not. Oh, actually, I forgot to to set this one to be Locked. All right, let's see how this ends up. All right, so we know that that was just a door that you need to lockpick. These are the things that we did yesterday with these. So in here, see it says door locked, and if you try to like interact with it, I'm not sure if you can tell. Let me go like full screen here. So if you try to interact with it, there's like a little bit of a sound, which right now it's just a really bad sound. I just couldn't find one, but I had to put something in. So let's see. So if you go up, these are would be like doors that you're not going to be, for non-navigable areas. So if you try to like, this is kind of what happens. It just kind of moves a little bit just to give you an idea that, it does move, but you're not going to be able to, go past it. So that's how, those doors would work. Okay, yes. So we did get some stuff done today. I was hoping, in a way that I was gonna get to populating this interior a little bit more. We spent maybe a little too much time on this elevator door, which is not even something that you can interact with, or it doesn't even work. But um, I think we got it to a point that looks decent, looks pretty good. We started adding some of the doors in, and that kind of grind work I'm gonna do in the coming week. So I got a list of fixes to do for next week, and thank you everybody for asking to see how some things work, because again, that highlights issues that I might have not have thought about. But yeah, thank you guys so much for taking time out of your Sunday, stopping by, checking this out, and I hope to see you next week. I hope you have a great week coming up. Be safe, take care, and see you in a week. All right. Thanks again for stopping by, guys. Take care. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you so much. Thank you, Adamski. Thank you, everybody else. Hisham, everybody else. Thank you. All right. I'll see you. I'll see you then. Bye bye.